Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexandra, and I'm here to host our show, Life, Laughter, Happiness. Today, I have my co-host, Kelly. Are you there, Kelly?
Yeah, hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, Kelly.
And we have our other co-host, Barbara. Are you there, Barbara?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everybody.
Okay.
Hello.
Now, today,
Hello.
what we're going to do is a chakra day. Now, apparently, her name is it Alexandra or Alexander? I mean, how do you pronounce your name, ma'am?
It is Alexandra.
Hi,
Alexandra
Alexandra.
Lamas.
Hello, Barbara.
And it says here that you're a
Alexandra.
psychology major.
Yes.
What?
We're
That
so
you're a
excited to have
psychology major.
Alexandra today.
Okay. Now, you
Go ahead, Johnny.
you know a
Thank
little
you.
bit better than I do. So,
Well, she's my good friend. I've known her since she was, born, basically, since she was a baby. And
Okay.
she is grown up to be such a wonderful young woman. She's getting straight A's in college with a psych major. She's probably going to be a doctor. I think we're going in that direction.
okay.
And she's just an amazing, beautiful young woman with so much ahead of her, and I'm glad to have her in my life. And she agreed to come on and get a chakra healing, so we're excited for her.
Yes, this is my first
That's
one
good.
ever, so I'm excited too.
Okay. Now, do you have a picture of Alexandra, Kelly?
Yes, I do, and she is a doll, Barbara.
Yes,
she is.
she certainly is.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the mic and hand it over to Kelly, and then you can get started, okay?
Okay, thank you. It's kind of weird. We, for listeners who may have heard last night, it's kind of, I'm hoping it's not like a nightly ritual on the show that right before we start the show, it ends up getting garbled and we have to call back in. But, it is what it is. And Mercury's going into retrograde, so who knows? Might not have anything to do with it, but who knows? So what I'm going to do is, did everybody hear that?
Yeah, I heard that. Totally.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. So, we have weird things happen on our show, but that's okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
At least it was a machine noise and not a bodily noise, so okay.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be like, nobody'd want to claim that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody hear that?
Yeah. That's great. Be like, all right, who let Shrek in here?
Yeah. We made all the beans. Okay.
Right. So we're getting our nerves out of the way. That's good. Yeah, nothing wrong with a nice laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to explain what I do, and then I will ask you if that's okay, because I want you to understand what's happening. Basically, what happens is we all have 7 major chakras, and they go in a straight line, down, the middle of our body.
Mm-hmm.
And these are energy centers. Each one of them is unique in that they have their own system in the body that they are coordinated with and give energy to, and it's like a wheel of energy, and it goes along with your breath and your circulation. And so it's different body systems, one for each, and different organs, for each one, along with different thought processes, different emotions. So they are all interconnected into one giant energy center that kind of they comprise. Mm-hmm. And some people say that's spirit or that's your soul, because, obviously when we leave our body, that's what we have left. So those are what chakras are. And what I do is I learned this process through my friend Tim, who's a licensed massage therapist, and he went to the Kalamazoo Center for the Healing Arts, and they taught energy work there, so that they're not just massaging muscles and getting rid of knots, but they're also integrating energy work in there with it. So it's like holistic healing. It's connecting everything together, the mind, body, and spirit. And once you have any blockages that happen, taken out, or any negative energy that might be there, sometimes we have things like, I don't know if you're probably familiar with like muscle memory, like once you injure something. Yeah, like it's kind of like that. Like that can be part of it, or like we store a trauma somewhere. Like sometimes it's common to store a trauma or an accident or fear in certain parts of our body, or, you know, like lower back is common, things like that. So it's all integrated. And so it sounds kind of strange, but it works. I have basically a gemstone on like it's a piece of jewelry, but it's a pendulum. But you could honestly use like a piece of dental floss and a paper clip, and I've seen people do it, and it would work the same way. So what I do, it's really interesting how this stuff, you know, can work together like that. So what I do is I focus on your picture, and I really focus on your eyes. They say it's the window to the soul.
Yes, I've heard that.
Yeah, and you definitely have beautiful soul. I mean, your eyes are just, it's not, you know, just the physical appearance, but like what's behind your eyes is you're a beautiful person inside and out.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's a really nice compliment to hear.
So what I'm doing is I am running my fingers down this pendulum and basically taking any residual energy off of it so that it's going to be unique for you. And I'm going to focus on your root chakra, which is your most primal and important energy center. It's your instinct for survival and safety, and it's located at the base of your spine, kind of like if you were sitting, it would be that area. And I'm going to see if it goes in a circle, that means that it has healthy energy, there's nothing blocking it, there's no negativity in there. But if it goes side to side or up and down, that would mean that there's something that needs adjusting in there. So, do I give you permission to go ahead and check?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Let's see what we got. Okay, it's going like front to back, you know, like back and forth. So, let's see what we've got going on. Let me see. I'm rubbing my hands together. And, you know, if you do this, you can practice it. If you do meditation, it'll be easier for you to feel this. But if you vigorously rub your hands together, and then you bring them out about shoulder width apart, and then you bring them closer and closer, at about 4 or 5 inches away, you'll start to feel some resistance or some tingling, and that would be forming an energy ball. And it might take a few times. Do you feel it?
Let me see. Yeah, I do. I feel some tingling.
Oh, that's really cool. That means you're sensitive to energy. You could probably do this too. Wow.
I
check you
feel
out.
it. I feel it.
Oh, wow. Wow, this is great. Wow.
I feel almost
All right.
like I feel almost like they're shaking a little bit.
Too. I feel
Yeah.
Wow. That's really cool. Well, that's how I get started. Yeah, so, wow. Okay. Well, that's exciting. Wow. Okay.
It is exciting.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that right away because most people have to try a few times and come back to it. So, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I mean, that makes sense. I feel like I'm very affected by energy. I think that when I'm around certain people too, I sometimes, like if someone else is going through something, I don't have to, them to, yeah, it's kind of intuitive where they don't really have to tell me a lot, but even within like the first minute of talking with someone new, I can kind of get an idea or feel an idea almost of the kind of person they are and I don't know, and what they're going through at that moment. So I feel a lot of, I'd say I call it like empathy a little bit, where I kind of can feel a lot of other people's feelings and or energy, if you want to call it that.
Wow.
I feel like, yes, sometimes a lot of my best friends will confide in me about a lot of things, just because I feel like I don't judge too, which is something that I always try not to do. I try to be very just non-judgmental, focus on being in their shoes, in their perspective, and feeling what they're feeling in that moment, so I can get an idea on how to respond and what to do, because I don't know, I definitely feel like that does help, though, to have that energy, but in the same way it could do you harm if I feel like I'm very open and vulnerable because of that, and so it could have the alternate effect where I feel too much and I get overwhelmed and I'm very sensitive to things. Yeah.
Oh, you're one of us. Welcome aboard. This is really cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because, I mean, that's exactly what it is like to be intuitive and to be empathic. And it can be overwhelming, like in a crowd or if people are upset, because then we feel it, like we feel it like they do. And it's, wow. Yeah, and it's funny because the more I am learning, the more I realize we can identify each other. Like you said, like you can know a person fairly well, like within talking to them a few minutes. And that's kind of what it's like. We're all, people that are intuitive tend to kind of seek each other out without realizing it. And we can tell.
So, Kelly, I have a question.
Yeah.
Don't you think that this is really good for Alexandra? Because if this is the field that she's going into and someday maybe being a psychiatrist, she's going to be dealing with a lot of people's feelings, which could affect her. So being in tune and getting your chakras healed and, healing your own self is very important for her future.
Absolutely. And learning how to ground yourself and learning how to protect yourself so that you're not taking it home with you. That's going to be very important. But
I'm glad
I
she's
can
starting early in doing this for herself.
Oh, yeah. Because otherwise I've seen people in her line of work kind of get burnt out after a while because they're taking on so much and they see so many people. And when they go to see a specialist like that, they're not always in the happiest time of their life. So there's going to be a lot of anguish that people are going through, and it kind of gets, they kind of throw it up all on you. And so, you have to learn how to be able to feel it and be able to do that to a point, but not to a point that you're absorbing it, taking it in, and having it, affect you. And
That's
you need to learn to shield and be able to ground yourself so that you can feel it and let it pass through and away, so that it's not with you.
Yeah.
It's a process to do, but once you start getting it, then you're going to start feeling really, really good about what you're doing. And when you're interacting with people, even if it's in, a very bad situation, it helps.
Yeah. I agree.
And,
it does more help than anything else. I feel like that's why I gravitated so much to psychology, just because of what we're talking about. And at the same time, I feel like patience is such a big aspect of doing this type of work, whether it's therapy or healing in general. Patience is so important for healing, and the process and going through it all is acquiring and learning how to practice patience with yourself, with your feelings, with others that you're feeling, and that energy too. It can be overwhelming, but with time, and you take it one step at a time almost, it can be really healing and help, and you can help a lot of people.
Oh, absolutely. And you could even integrate it with, like, doing, becoming like what was I thinking? A naturopathic doctor, if you wanted to. Mm-hmm. You could integrate it, and, you could say, well, you could be low on these vitamins. They're going to help with this and help boost you in this way, and that would work synergistically with this medicine, and you can help people in that way.
Yeah, that's a very good idea.
Cool. Well, let me see if I can go into that root chakra and see what's there and see if I can remove that for you.
Okay. What was exactly wrong with the root area again?
It's either negative energy that you've absorbed from probably others, or it's some sort of block in your energy. And I'll be able to tell here in a moment what it is. And let's see. Have you been around somebody that has had a lot of anxiety or overwhelming sadness, like they lost somebody? Or
Yeah.
pet?
Yeah.
Okay. You took that on. I think you did what I tend to do, and that is to take on another person's energy, like when they're really upset or going through something, and or if they're really sick, you tend to take on that energy yourself to try to lighten their burden. And by doing that, you try to recycle it and send them more positive energy back. And by doing that, though, you haven't learned the process of shielding yourself, so it's affecting you. And if you let it go too long, then it can manifest in, like, physical pain or, things getting unbalanced. So
I see. Could this pertain to someone who is going through, like, a sickness of some sort, and or does it have to be someone who's lost someone? Or because I do have two things in mind that just hit me when you're talking about this, and I feel like specifically with my grandma, it hits really hard because she's really sick at this stage. She has stage 4 metastatic cancer and breast cancer, and I don't want her. For some reason, in the way that I'm kind of in the process of dealing with it, with the reality of the situation, I feel like I don't want her to see me upset about it, because I don't want her to be more upset with herself. So I'd rather bring positivity, being around her. And I really keep a lot of the hurt that I've collected, because I don't want her to see me like that, just because I feel like it's not my place. I feel like she should have that positivity surrounding her in a place where she feels like she doesn't have any, and so I feel like in that situation, I have been maybe holding on to that, maybe that hurt.
I think so too. And, it's okay to be sad, but I understand that you don't want her to feel like she's burdening you with it. And there are some very specific gemstones that you can carry with you that can help balance things. Black tourmaline is one that helps with negative energy. It helps to protect you from it. And another one that helps with drawing positivity is selenite and gypsum, like the desert rose type thing, is a form of it. So if you carry those and like in a pocket, maybe the black tourmaline in the left one, maybe the selenite in the right one, and then put them by your bed. And if you wear, I know this sounds silly, but somebody told me, and it's helped me a lot, wearing a red bracelet on your right wrist will also help with protecting you.
Okay.
So, because that will help your root chakra and keep you grounded, wearing red.
Okay.
And if it's something that you can wear all the time, even in the shower, then that will help protect you all the time. And then if you can imagine yourself with white light within you and surrounding you, coming from God and heaven, and you put yourself in that protective bubble of the white light, it'll make it a lot harder for any kind of negative energy to infiltrate that to get to you.
Okay.
And another way somebody put it was, if you can imagine yourself and be standing, not right now, but standing, and you're bringing a zipper up from your toes all the way up to your forehead, that allows you to use your third eye to be able to use your intuition, but that protects your heart chakra and all the ones down, from your throat down below. And you'll be in that protective, invisible suit.
Oh, that's a good way to visualize. I just feel like visualizing is so powerful.
Yeah, it really is.
I was visualizing that, and that it really does something. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, these are some things that I recently learned that are helping a lot. And because you don't want it to bounce back at her, but this way it's protecting you. You're bringing positivity into the situation, and it's not going to harm her at all. It's not going to be absorbed by you, because too much of that can cause things, and obviously that's not a good thing. So I'm doing this thing where it looks like I'm rapidly pulling a chain out of the floor, which sounds really weird, but that's my way of getting any of that embedded negative energy and sadness and grieving out, so that we can put the positive energy in there. And I've also learned that we receive energy generally with our left hand, and we can give it out with our right. I don't know if that changes for people that are left-handed, but I know that that's how it works for most people.
Okay.
I'm checking to see how we did on the root chakra. Oh, wow. Okay, it's doing what I call helicoptering, where it can barely hang on to it, and it's totally doing like this horizontal circle. It looks flat, like a blurry flat thing. So we apparently fixed it. But I think,
okay, good.
yeah, I think you visualizing that with me helped a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think we got right down to, the nuts and bolts of what was going on. The second one is the sacral, and that's the emotional body, sensuality, and creativity. And that would be between the bikini line and the belly button, and encompassing areas there. So let me clean off this pendulum real quick and see what we've got. Oh, okay, good. This one is doing a big circle like the other one just did. So, yeah, it was making it hard to hang on to. So that's a good sign. Another thing that you can do after you've seen your grandma, or if you're in any situation or see people that are sad or upset or angry, is when you can, if you take an Epsom salt soak, because salts help to, if we're, I don't mean take it internally, but like a bath, that helps wash away negativity. And there was a study on water, and if you write on the water bottle your intention, like a positive word to focus on, and then drink it, you're familiar with the study, aren't you?
No, I actually have never heard of this study.
No? I'm trying to remember the Japanese doctor, because all they did was they had different water bottles, and they put different words on there, and the ones with the positive words, when they froze them and they looked under a microscope to see like what their formations were of the ice crystals, they were in perfectly beautiful geometric formations with the ones that had the words written on them that were positive. And the ones that had the negative words ended up going every which different direction, and they were all weird looking.
Wow, that's very interesting. How just, is that just writing it on the actual bottle, or?
Yeah,
is that
writing on the actual bottle, and then envisioning the intent. Like, if it's hope, then focus on hope and focus on that bottle. The ones where they were putting words like sad or angry, those were the ones that ended up having the really weird looking ice crystals.
Wow, that's super. That's like cool, and at the same time it's so informational and transformative, because you can really see the effects of and the power in just, I don't know, and the power and energy and even like perspective. I feel like that's really powerful.
Yeah. So when we, and Barbara knows this, when we put our intention out there and we work toward it and we look at it like it's already happened and we can celebrate it, that puts that out to the universe and to God. And those things start manifesting. They start happening. Just like if we were to focus on, oh boy, I don't want that to happen, because you said don't want whatever it was to happen, that got put out there, and so that fear is going to power that to happen. So, we have to reverse how we think about things and start putting it in the positive, and that's when these wonderful changes can really start gaining momentum and taking place.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Just positive thinking and positive results, and just, kind of, that reminds me a lot of cognitive behavioral therapy, just going through your thoughts and how you naturally, how they naturally unwind, and then going back and kind of restructuring them.
Did you
Yeah.
Did you just mention dialectical behavior therapy?
No, I've never heard of that. Is that I've heard of cognitive behavioral. That's kind of like the restructuring of your thoughts, and but I've never heard of. You said it was dialect.
It was
What was it called?
Yep, dialectical behavior therapy.
Dialectical.
It's something by Marshall Linehan, and it's being taught to psychiatric patients and to patients with personality disorders and depression and bipolar, so that they can, like you said, restructure their thoughts. It's just like a branch of it, and it's by remembering acronyms and doing things to change like the chemistry of the brain, like dunking your face in like super cold water or holding an ice cube for 20 minutes, because then you're focused on that and not the negative thoughts that were spiraling in your head, things like that. So you can change that. Plus there's like tools. It's like a toolbox of different ways to switch how you're thinking and go in a different direction, like when you catch yourself. So that's really interesting, and I think that you might end up studying that, or it would be something worthwhile to kind of look up on your own, but it's Marshall Linehan. And, yeah, it's DBT for short. But, yeah, I don't really need to go into the sacral and see how that is, because we found out that was doing well. So I am cleaning this off, and we'll go into the solar plexus. That's the personal power, self-esteem, warrior energy, and the power of transformation.
Okay.
Let's see how you're doing there. Oh, yeah. You are definitely, You are doing really well in this one. And what I'm sensing is that you're having an awakening and you're transforming. And it's going synergistically with what you're learning in school. And, and it's going along with what you're learning here and what you're going to be able to do in practice, so that you're not absorbing other people's stuff, because, once you can just let that pass through and out and send it, into the ground, to be safely absorbed away from you, then that's going to be a really big key right there. It's like observing it and not allowing it to affect you, but you can still help the person.
That's really
Does
helpful
that make
to know.
sense?
I mean, I feel like, even when we started this conversation, it surprises me. I mean, my mom and a lot of my family is so proud of me for the grades, but honestly, it's surprising to me how easy this has been, because I feel like I'm just so passionate about it, and I really feel like I'm doing what I love. And so it's for me, it's not really the grade on the paper, but it's reflective of the love I have for what I'm studying, and what I want to end up doing with my life in general. And so that's really, really powerful to hear, and it does make a lot of sense. Yeah.
Oh, good. And see, you have such a beautiful gift that, the world needs more people like you, rather than, the textbook people, and I'm not cutting it down, but it's like you see the whole person where a lot of people don't. And, that is a huge, huge gift that's going to be, you're going to be touching so many lives, and it's going to feel so good for you to be able to do that and to really, really help people in the way that they need help, and to have them feel like you're really listening to them. You know, people want to be heard, and, you know, oftentimes people feel like they're just being lost in the shuffle and being, you know, shoved prescriptions in their face and booted out the door. And you're not going to be one of those people. You're going to be the one.
Yeah, that's exactly why I chose this. Yeah.
Good. You are definitely on your life journey here, and you are going to make a tremendous difference. And I see you, and you're welcome. I see you in like 10 or 15 years writing a book. Maybe it's going to be sooner, but it's going to be one of those like groundbreaking things where the holistic approach is going to be glaringly obvious after they read your book that they need to change some things in the system.
Wow. Yeah, you know, that almost like that triggers something with me, because I actually went to this convention, and it was about child psychiatry and how there's such a lack of real child psychiatrists just in general, but those that actually don't overprescribe. And, you know, there's this, I wanted to be a marriage and family therapist even like just 4 months ago, and this convention changed my whole perspective and in the care for children with the mind, you know, because I don't believe in overprescribing, and I don't even really believe in medication that much for a lot of them, just mental health issues and stuff like that. And I feel like there's definitely something that I need, that I'm being drawn to with child psychiatry, just something with children. I feel like I'm just always been drawn to that. And at the same time, I've taken a lot of global health classes, and I've learned, you know, in other countries too, that they don't know what depression is, or you know, it's like mental health in general, mental illness. It's something that's shunned. You know, you're not supposed to talk about it, and so it's I don't know. That's why I changed my direction a lot, because I feel like there's just so much need for psychiatry and change in the system with psychiatry, especially with child psychiatry. And it's just, there's such a lack of them and a lack of care.
Not many adults. People think they're just small adults, and they're not. They don't process things the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And everybody wants to put them on Ritalin for ADHD, and it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe they're expressing things differently, you know?
Exactly. And, you know, I actually just I think it was a year and a half ago, I did tutoring and for elementary school students, and they came out with a study that actually said that children aren't supposed to sit still in a desk all day learning. They're actually supposed to be moving, and those kids that move are actually grasping more knowledge and information, and they're learning better because they are fidgety, not because they aren't fidgety. So it's now there's a whole, I feel like, side to reevaluating like what is right and what is wrong, and how you're supposed to learn and how you're supposed to act, and I feel like that reminded me a lot of what you just said, you know, and how there's a lot of I feel like more focus on mental health now, but in a way there's parts of the world that aren't, and we have to come further in this field, and there's definitely more need for a lot of them. And even studying it and coming up with and researching is really important, and because, you know, we could have, for so long, kids have been told to sit still and to, you know, be polite and not move, and now, you know, it's so transformative to see that there's changed so much from that belief for the better.
Yeah, and one of the things I've also noticed is that other countries that have less school violence, they have periods where they teach them meditation, and if they're acting out, give them a time out with meditation, and then it happens a lot less.
Mhm.
Because they get in touch with their feelings and why they're doing things, and then they realize that maybe that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
And
that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, and the more education that you get, the more letters behind your name, the more people are going to listen to you. That's just how it is. I mean, I've got a friend who's got a master's degree, and the PhD people are like, oh, that idea won't work. And then a few years from then, he finds out, well, guess what? They're researching that, and they're finding out it does work. So, yeah. So,
it's
always you're going to have more people listen. Yeah. I mean, more people will listen the higher that you're climbing up in your education. So, and I really feel like as long as you take out time for yourself and nurturing yourself and don't let yourself get too carried away with doing too much too fast, that self-care is so important that, don't forget to do that so that you don't feel overwhelmed.
Yeah, I agree with that. I tend to be impatient and I want to get everything done. Even though I'm only 21 and I can, I can rest sometimes. But once I get an idea, I tend to get so into it and I want to just make it happen right away.
Well, that's okay now, but as you get older, you're going to find that you have, and once you're in the field and you're dealing with, people in struggling situations, it can be overwhelming, but you're not there right now. So this is where you've got the bursts of energy that you can do things with and just run with it. So
which chakra are you on? Which chakra are you on, Kelly?
We are on the heart chakra now because, you are in the middle of that transformation and you are definitely heading in the right direction. And so the heart chakra is the opening of feeling, compassion, capacity to love, and it doesn't like conflict. So let's see where you are. Oh, okay, yep. This one needs some help. And I think it kind of stems back from the reason that the root one was off. Because this is like you literally take everything to heart, and that's a beautiful thing to be that sensitive. But there's also going to be, times where you need to shield yourself, and that, and not in a non-compassionate way. It's just, like I was talking about earlier. Let me see when I go in there what I find.
Okay.
Yeah, that was heavy. Sad, and do you feel a little bit of guilt that you're not, like, with your grandma more?
Yeah. Even though I live right next to her.
Yeah.
I live in, I see her more than anyone in my family, but I always feel guilty when I have to go to school and when I have to study because I wish I just could stop time really to spend more time with her, if that makes sense. But I know I have to take time for myself, but I do feel guilty that I won't get that time ever again, and I wish I could kind of just, not go to work for a couple of days or not go to school or not study and spend that time so I can really have that time with her because I know that's, to me, that feels like the most important thing, but I do have to be a student, and I do,
Yeah, she understands, and she would feel horrible if she thought that she was in the way of you accomplishing and chasing down your dreams and helping others. But you will be with her, for eternity after this lifetime. So, and for her, that time is timeless. It's going to be so short. Like, in the blink of an eye, there'll be a big family reunion with everybody there. But for us, those of us that are left behind, we have our whole life to live. and it seems like a long time. So, but, she totally understands. And I know I was picking up on that, and it was like, wow, ouch, that's really, hurting. And I understand that. And it's one thing to, like, logically tell yourself things, but it's another to have your heart, feeling, and it's not, when you develop more into your gift, you'll realize when sometimes your gut and your heart and your brain are not always in agreement, and you'll learn which one to follow. So,
that makes sense.
Yeah. So let me see if I can pull some of that out of there for you. Ooh, it's heavy. It's like, I feel like I'm lifting a really, really heavy rock.
I definitely feel myself, that I'm heavy-hearted right now.
Yeah, I can see why. Yeah. And I mean, that's a natural response, but, if I can help lighten that would be great. Wow. It's like my neighbors, if they could see me through the window, would probably think I was crazy because I look like I am lifting something invisible and it's really heavy. They're probably like, okay, we don't know what she's doing. Maybe she's doing Tai Chi or sit and be sit, who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you feel anything different?
I don't. Okay, usually I have like this heaviness in my throat. I don't really know how to describe it, but I feel like my heart sometimes feels heavier, and my throat feels like closed, and I kind of have this tension a little bit. But I don't. Right now, I feel like I can breathe better. Like I have like less intention, and I feel lighter a little bit. Yeah, it does feel a lot. Like I feel more calm and not as comprised in this like tension ball. Yeah,
that was really weird for me because it was like I felt like I had to punch that rock into little pieces and haul it out that way. And at the same time as I was doing that, I felt like this sharp, and I'm not having a heart attack or anything, but like a sharp feeling in my chest for a second, and then it went away, and then I felt lighter. So that's why I was wondering if you were feeling it. So that's good. And the fact that you can feel what I'm doing also shows that you are energy sensitive.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I get so emotional too.
Wow.
I'm
definitely
like emotional.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it is better. I mean, it just like automatically went into this really super fast, horizontal spin, and it was hard to keep, holding on to it.
Yeah.
So good. The throat chakra, you're talking about your throat. That one is your ability to manifest and express your truth in the world. So, let's see. And it's weird, I'm starting to feel a tickle in mine, but I'm okay. It's just sometimes I pick up on things. So, okay. Wait, this started to do a circle. It's not as strong a circle as the other one. So I'm going to see if I can get in there and find something.
Okay.
I feel like there might be some things that you want to say to someone, but you're kind of afraid on how they would respond, or you feel like you don't have enough time to say them, or that there's times where you're not sure if you should, and so you don't. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Oh, okay. There we go. That wasn't like your heart. It wasn't like sunk down in there with heaviness. But I did feel something, and I'm feeling like it's lifting out now. And I'm putting some positive energy in there. And there, let me check that and see how we're doing. Oh, yep, I'm going right into super spin, so we're doing good. The next one is the third eye. That is your intuition, your patterns of learning, and your memory skill sets.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, this one went into immediate, like, super spin. Like, I can barely hang on to it. So that is definitely not a challenge for you. So the next one is the crown chakra, and that's your access to higher states of consciousness, open to what is beyond understanding. So that's like, if you think of your root chakra and you think of grounding yourself, that's like, if you're barefoot on the, standing on earth, then if you can imagine roots coming down through your feet into the ground and connecting you with the earth and all the living things and energies of the earth. The crown chakra is actually right above your head. It's like kind of like you'd see a halo or a crown. And that, if you can imagine white light connecting you with God and the universe, that's what that is. So let's see where you are in that. Okay, you're doing a circle, but not a real strong one, kind of like the throat, but a little bit more wobbly. So let's see what happens. Oh, wow. You have a very beautiful energy. And I feel like you've got a lot of angels surrounding you and guiding you and protecting you. And let me see.
Is that just in general in life, or is that for a particular reason or time, or is that just?
It's pretty much for life, and whenever you need them, they'll be right there. You definitely have some protective, like, guardian angels. I was seeing, like, 5, and sometimes you have 7. And they kind of dance around your head in a circle, like a clockwise circle. It's really cute, like, bathed in pure white light. And it was just the most loving, like, unconditional love and joy feeling. And I know that is a heavenly connection. And you are definitely one of God's chosen for, like, the life purpose you have, to be a light, to shine for others, to follow, to get a sense of what real hope is, what faith is, and to shine a light on them so that they can find their own light. And I really feel like that is a big gift. You have a lot of blessings and a lot of divine guidance. And any time that you pray, you're in direct contact with them. And, there might be some near misses, but they're protecting you from getting hurt. if that makes sense.
That's really powerful, and that's really just it blows my mind, because today in on my way down to meet with Barbara, I was in the car with my mom and my sister, and my grandma has a friend that she's known for like 20-something years, and I've met him twice. And in the times I've met him, he was very, very vocal about how proud he was of me and what I'm doing. And I don't know if my grandma spoke to him separately or what happened, but he wants to get me a car out of nowhere. And I've met him twice. And
wow.
I mean, I do. Transportation is really hard for me. I've been busing around to my work and school, and I've been taking the shuttle a lot, and it is a lot on me with the transportation. But I was talking with my sister and my mom in a car on the way down here, and I was saying, I really feel like there are certain angels that just come into my life and just help me out and kind of protect me from, and just to be there in times where I'm maybe having a hard time. And I was saying how he was kind of like an emulation of one of them, just helping me out. And that was today. So that's really, it's interesting. Now
wow.
you're saying that I have angels like around me, because I was talking about that. And I actually texted. I have a boyfriend, and I was texting him yesterday about it, saying I think that there are angels in my life, like that come and maybe come and go, but at times where I really, really, really need them. And it's I feel safe, and I do feel protected by just I don't know, I have like this content feeling of
good.
That's
God
right
there.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
God right there. And you are open to hearing God, and that is a beautiful thing, because some people get scared, or they close themselves off, or they get angry, and any of those negative things, God's always there, but it makes it harder for us to hear what He's trying to tell us. And wow, that's really beautiful. Wow.
Yeah.
You have such a beautiful soul. And
thank you.
You're welcome. I'm checking. Oh, okay. Yep, your God connection is definitely a lot better right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through them really quickly, just to make sure nothing, that needed work didn't skip to a different one, just to make sure they're all in alignment.
Okay.
So here's the root chakra. That one's doing super well. And here's the sacral. That one's doing super well. And here is the solar plexus, and that's doing super well. And here's the heart, and that one's doing super well. And the throat, and that's doing really well. Third eye is like off the chart really well. And
what does the third eye
chakra.
mean again?
The third eye is your intuition, your patterns of learning, and your memory skill set. And, that's how, your intuition will come in, and gut feelings, but you can also feel like the gut feelings in the actual gut. And then, that could be your solar plexus or your sacral, depending on where in your gut, but it's connected.
Okay.
Do you have questions for me?
What is your advice on going forward and keeping, my chakras centered? Do I have to continue, getting them checked, or how can I best maybe go forward from here?
Okay. How positive thinking. There's a lot of YouTube type things that have, like they'll say so many megahertz, and they'll either address a certain chakra or like all of them. Staying away from, toxic people as much as possible, or learning to shield yourself and ground yourself. Eating healthy, organic, when possible, closest to natural state foods, filtered or spring water. Just like healthy lifestyle, like things like that, like doing things that nurture your mind, body, and spirit and make you feel happy. Getting out in nature is a big one. Maybe it's with animals. But the thing is, though, I know that with different people, with their bodies and how they process things, it can be that, they might need it weekly to get reattuned, and it doesn't take very long, or it might be a monthly thing. And some people can go 3 months, and it seems like when they first get started, they might need it more frequently than later when they start to get the hang of, like the gift that you have, like when they start getting the hang of how to develop it and how to protect it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I would love to be able to do those for you and help you out, because I know that you're going to be helping a ton of people, and we need more people like you.
I have a question for
You're
Alexandra.
welcome.
I have a question for Alexandra.
Yeah.
Would you be able to be on the lookout?
Sorry, do you mind repeating that? I think I missed out on the first couple of
what I meant
words.
to say is that, do you know anybody that you think would benefit from a chakra day?
Yeah. I think
Okay,
my
keep
sister
your.
would be great.
So which sister? Because I think aren't we having Victoria on?
Oh yes, Victoria. Yeah, she would be really great.
Okay.
I'm thinking maybe one of my friends actually. She recently has been going through some things. I feel like she would benefit a lot through this.
Okay,
good.
just spread the word.
Yeah.
Spread the word about the show. We want.
Okay.
We want to kind of get people to listen in on the show, and also, we have psychics on all the time. So if if you ever want to call in to talk to a psychic, we're here.
Okay.
Do you feel it better, or was it a surprise to you?
Many parts of this whole thing were very surprising, almost like overwhelmingly surprising. I got really emotional about it. But yeah, this is really great because I feel like I'm always open to new ways of healing, and I really love just the whole aspect of chakra healing, and I've always wanted to try it. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed just the intake on everything, and I thank you, Kelly, for being so just so calm and collected, and you really, really just provided so much great information and insight into what I felt but didn't know how to express, I guess, in words, and so thank you for that.
Oh, you are so welcome. It was my pleasure. And anytime you need it, just let me know. Barbara and Jonathan have my number, and I would get back to you as soon as I could, and then we could talk, or we can do more chakra things, or
That's
and
great.
Thank you. And Barbara knows we've got the guided meditations on Sundays, so that could be good
Yeah.
too.
Oh, Alexandra.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yes. Alexandra,
Cool,
isn't
thank you.
it amazing and clarifying after you get a chakra healing? You get a lot of clarity, I found.
Yeah, so much clarity. That was the word I was looking for.
Yeah. One of the things I really love. One of the things I love about the chakra days. I don't want to jump in, but you know, it's that it's everyone is a possible guest. See, now it's like you're going to be able to look at Alexandra. You're going to be able to look at people, and you're going to be able to say, "Oh my goodness, you know, I might be able to have them on." In other words, we can have the mailman, we can have the chef, we can have the teacher, we can have. You understand what I'm saying? The possibility is infinite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it can help so many people. And you can listen to this show again if you want to anytime. And sometimes I've done that with shows, you know, when I've learned something and then I pick up something different the next time I hear it.
Yeah. I feel like
the audio will be.
Go
on with what you're saying, man. Go on with what you're saying.
Oh, I was just gonna say that I feel like each healing is so different than the next, just because as people we're so complex and different in and of itself. So, and you must learn something new every time. It's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels good to help people.
Right. That's for sure.
And Alexandra, would you be interested in coming back on the show to talk to a psychic?
Yeah, I would actually. that would be great. I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That would be great.
That would be fun.
Now
Give
that
me
she's
a
open
second.
with her healing.
Give me a second. Let me check something here. Okay. Let's see here. December 20. Tomorrow we have a psychic named Leslie Weems. If you want, you can call in for that. Same time.
Okay. Same time.
We've had Leslie Weems on before, and you know, just give me a heads up, and I'll watch out for your call.
Okay.
Great.
Will do. That's great.
Thanks for coming on the show, Alexandra. I'm so glad it helped you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. This was great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Johnny. Thank you. And Kelly, thank you.
Yeah,
thank
you, Kelly. Thank you, Johnny. And Barbara.
Thank you.
Barbara.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the show, okay? Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
See you
tomorrow.
Thank you.